So it's the holidays. We're right smack in the middle of Hanukah, a couple days to Christmas, 2 days to Kwanzaa, I believe. And yeah, New Year is coming. Since we got a lot going on, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break to spend time with family. So I hope you understand. But in the meantime, I'm gonna leave you with this. A couple of different thoughts, some serious ones, some happy ones, some aspirational ones. The first one's kind of serious, and it goes to the friend of the channel who shall remain nameless because I don't want to, he knows who he is. And it also goes out to pretty much anybody else. If you're dealing with something that's bigger than yourself and it makes you feel really small, maybe completely out of touch with the world around you, just know that somebody here is thinking about you in that moment. If you ever need to reach out to a complete stranger to kind of vent, to kind of share, my name @gmail.com. You can always go to the website too, daveconnery.com. You can go there and there's a contact form you can fill out, and I get that directly too. So if you want to reach out to me anytime, just to verbal vomit your way through whatever confessions you want to make to the world, I'm happy to be that for you. I may not have all the answers. Probably won't have all the answers. I'm not that smart. But I know people that do. And I can always, try to do my best to point you in whatever direction you might need the most help in. Winter is a tricky time of year for a lot of people. Seasonal depression and all these other things, money issues, family, and all the things that weigh on us. Just want you to know that you got somebody you can turn to. On a lighter note, I fell into a deep, dark hole. It's not that dark. I fell into a deep hole on YouTube the other day. I have this project that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. In fact, hold that thought. I have these as a project that I did last year sometime. They're basically the spray cans that I've used for my projects, but I turned them into a piece of art instead. This one is actually one I found on the beach. I thought it was so neat, I decided to keep it as is and decorate it like that. But I feel like I want to take these to the next level because I saw somebody online do something with their cans where they would deconstruct it completely, tear it apart and open it up and do like some modeling clay in there and make like little monsters popping out of them. And I thought that would be pretty cool, but I didn't want to do that specifically. Like, I don't want to do a bunch of monsters or whatever. And I did see these other things that got advertised, pushed to me somehow online about these dioramas that you build where they're like a book nook, and it's like, it looks like it's an alleyway in Tokyo or in England or something. And you take that and you build it together kind of like a Lego set, but really ornate and intricate, and then you put that in your bookshelf. And I thought, what if I could do something like that within here? That was phase one of the idea. The second phase began after I started doing some research on the topic. I went to YouTube and I started looking up, like, how do you make a diorama out of a thing? I didn't find anybody making the thing exactly like I want to make, but I did find some dioramas, and next thing I know, I'm in this crazy downward spiral into this world of people who make things out of like other things. I mean, I guess that's what we all do. We all make things out of other things, but these guys make things out of things that, like you just got laying around the house. Why can't I get this? I'm learning my lessons. I'm keeping everything because you just never know when you might need it. This is gonna be a lesson I'm gonna be learning for a while, but there's more to come on that. Really started paying attention to what these guys are doing. I'll put some links in the description to some of these guys. Maybe I could use these techniques that these guys are doing and turn one of these cans into something cool. I was thinking about this can in particular, and I was thinking about classic architecture. Maybe you're familiar, maybe you're not, with the Capitol Records building in Hollywood, California. It's got this mid-century modern approach where it's a long cylinder building with a bunch of scallops all the way down. And I thought, well, what if I did like a can that mimicked the Capitol Records building, but instead of just, being like a regular knockoff of the Capitol Records building, I did it like post-apocalyptic, dystopian future. The world has ended, like all decrepit and decayed. The rust and all that stuff, I thought that would work. But I didn't want to necessarily just jump right into a major project like trying to recreate the Capitol Records building. Never done this before, and I don't want that to be my first shot. So I thought I would do something a little bit smaller, a little bit more, less ambitious, just to get my feet wet. Watch more videos, pay attention to the things that they're doing, take notes, and then you go to the art supply store and the hobby store and the Dollar Tree store. Next thing you know, you walk away with, $150 worth of materials to do one project. And you buy things like these cake decorating toppers for no other reason than to cut them apart and glue them together in a different way. And you start looking at things like this compartment, this plastic compartment, like, can I turn this into something? I'm just collecting all these random things that I could potentially turn into something, like glue it together and turn it into something else. It's really kind of a nebulous idea at this point because you have no idea what I'm talking about unless I show you, which here. This is a picture of this guy named Bill who does one of these things. And there's numerous guys that do these things, and his are just one of the wacky ones. This all goes back to the idea of me just trying new things. The name of the channel is Dave Makes Things, and so if I'm not doing that, then I'm probably doing myself a disservice. For instance, this, like a little cheap toy that I got from the dollar store. I'm gonna use parts of it, turn it into something for my kid. For Christmas. I didn't want to say it too loud because he's outside. And I'll film it while I'm doing it, and when I'm done doing it, I'll share it with you guys. Why on earth would I buy a sippy cup? I don't see a sippy cup. I see kind of like modular tubing that could be something else. These things that could be, cut them apart and they could be something else. I see this lid, that could be something else. Down doing this thing for 3 or 4 days, and now it's like, I just can't stop looking at things like that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but I'm gonna do something cool. I don't know what that means yet, but it starts here. I want to pull this back around, kind of back to my original thought for the people out there who feel like they've got nothing going on. They've got no opportunity, no way to do anything or make anything, caught up in their own feelings and thoughts that they haven't done anything because they're just stuck. It's gonna work differently for different people, but the best thing I can advise you to do is to go make things. Paint a painting, make random goofy sculptures out of trash. Do something with your creative brain. And it doesn't even have to be so creative so much as it has to be active. Building something, even if it's not, you know, like in pursuit of anything in particular. You pursue it because it's something you want to finish. And every time I do this, every single time I do this, I feel better about myself. I feel better about my surroundings. I feel better about the things that are happening in the world. This painting right here is not done, but as I started to work through it, I just felt better and better and better. Once it starts to get going, I can't stop. I was supposed to film this video a couple days ago, but I came in here and I did all this. If I make these things, I can find some way to share them with the world and maybe buy some, then it gives me this sense of confidence that you know, that I could do this more. But really, it doesn't even have to be about the buying. It has to be about the making and finishing and then sharing it with other people so that you can at least, at the very least, get some people in your corner to say, that's so cool, please make more. You wanna know something else that's kind of silly? When I was walking through the craft store, walking through the sections that I originally considered to be the more feminine section because it's where the jewelry was made and the beading and the cross stitch and the, you know, the things that women do. So sexist to be, but still, I'm walking through that section and I'm just like, you know what? I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm here to make something cool. I know what the end result is. It may start out looking like yellow and purple beads, but it's gonna end up looking like something completely different. And when you see what it's gonna look like, at least I hope, fingers crossed that I actually can do this well. I mean, I'm gonna be stoked, my kid's gonna be stoked, and maybe you'll be stoked too. I just appreciate the fact that there's an opportunity in these spots, and I stopped worrying about what other people think. Even when I walked up to the register at the dollar store, and I'm picking up beads, and I'm picking up sippy cups, and I'm picking up trash bins, they're probably going like, what is this guy buying? Maybe, or I could be just thinking that they're thinking that, which is more likely the case. I believe I know what other people are thinking about me, and that's what sends me down usually the negative rabbit hole. But this time I don't care. I don't give an F what anybody thinks about what I'm doing. The only people that matter in the whole scenario is me for my own satisfaction of making things, and my boy who's gonna be the recipient of this first project. Silicone travel straw. That, and then these two things. You may think, oh, it's just a straw. Nope. This is tubular material that could be like the conduit of electronics on a robot. This could be like the wires. This could be, you know, the head or the body. Very rudimentary, but it could happen. Mini round bowls. You put two of these together and you got a globe or something that resembles somewhat of a globe because it got flat sides. You could build mini worlds like a geodesic dome city. Anyway, kids, the point being, there's opportunity here for me, and I believe that there's opportunity there for you. You have to be your #1 advocate for seeing that opportunity and taking advantage of that opportunity and not being held back by whatever ideas that you may have that might be keeping you from it. Everything I've learned as an artist, everything I've learned as a maker, I learned by just jumping in both feet. Sometimes it sucks, sometimes I back off, sometimes I go all in. In fact, it's more likely that than anything else until I find a new project and then I go all in onto that one. And the reason that I'm okay with jumping in both feet into any new project is because I realized really early on the scary things that keep us from those projects aren't as scary once we get into them. Once we've made the little mistakes or whatever that we had to make in order to get better at it, that wasn't nearly as scary as I thought it was going to be. And the next time you have something else that you need to charge into, you might be a little trepidatious about it, but you're a little bit easier going on it because you've already dealt with that. The more times you do it, the more failures you've had, the more mistakes you've made, the more successes that come out of it after the fact, the better you feel about it and the less fear you have whenever you get into something. Anybody need 2 cups of tiny pebbles? I promise it'll all make sense sometime soon. So my holiday wish, my New Year's wish for you is that, 1, if you need help, please ask somebody. Find the assistance you need to get you through the situations that you're in. Number 2, you have the capacity to do great things if you just give yourself a chance. Number 3, recognize that you have come so far in your life. You've worked through more difficult things than this. So I guarantee you that whatever happens to be in your way right now, you will survive that too. And on that note, I'm gonna clean up this studio. In fact, that's actually one of the big projects for the new year. And I'm gonna celebrate some time with my family. So happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year, all the good tidings. I really bought way too much stuff. Heart out to you, eyes forward, chin up, let's get moving, and I'll see you soon. Thanks very much. And if you enjoyed this, hit the like button and share if you feel like somebody might need to share it or see it or whatever, you know. All right, bye guys.